Okay, so we've got one of our icons here, but I'm a little curious what's going to happen when we add our additional icons. The approach we're using to creating this circle is adding an equal amount of padding on each side. Now that works if the icon is a square shape, but what if it's thinner? For most fonts, characters can have a variable width. So I suspect that as we add different icons, that we're going to see our circle change into something that's a little bit more oblong or longer, depending on the shape of the character. So let's see. So in our design, we have 4 icons across here. So let's see if Font Awesome has equivalents to these different shapes. First, I'll jump back to our editor. I'll just copy this icon HTML over 3 additional times, so we have 4 total. And then let's search for these different icons. So the first one is a lightning bolt. So I'm going to go into the cheat sheet here, and I'll do a browser search for lightning. I don't see anything there. Let's try bolt. Okay, there we go. So I'll copy this code, and I'll jump back over to the editor, and I'll paste it in. Okay, so the next one is a beaker of some kind. So let's do a search for beaker. So nothing shows up there. I'll try lab. Nothing shows up there. Oftentimes this is the icon for experiment, so let's try that. Okay, so I'm not turning up anything. Luckily, Font Awesome is so common that we can do a Google search to try to turn something up. So let's search for Font Awesome. Let's try beaker, lab, experiment as keywords. Okay, so we turn up this icon beaker. If we click on it, we see this icon beaker on the Font Awesome page. So why didn't we turn it up here in our cheat sheet? Well, the reason is that this is Font Awesome version 3.2.1. Again, this is using semantic versioning, and the version that we're looking at, the most recent version, if we scroll up to the top, is version 4.3.0. So this is a different major version, which means that there's likely some API changes. In the case of Font Awesome, those API changes might be different names for different icons. So let's go back to Google and see if there's any other results here that might be helpful. So the next one is Flask. I didn't even think about that as a keyword. Let's go back to the cheat sheet and do a search for Flask. And there we are. Okay, so I'm going to copy this code and go back over to the editor and paste it in. So the lesson here is that there are multiple versions of Font Awesome and likely a lot of other font icon libraries that you might end up using. So just realize that if it seems like you're finding conflicting information, it could be because you're looking at 2 different versions. Okay, if we go back to the design, the final icon is this wand. Let's do a search in our cheat sheet for wand. Okay, nothing shows up. How about magic? Okay, there we go. So let's copy this code and go back to the editor and paste it in. We'll save this. We'll go back to our example and refresh. And there we go.